Something strange was happening on Earth. Satellites spotting massive movements, deserts glowing at night, and engineers whispering about 6 builds that could change the world. No one understood until 2025 hit like a shockwave. Across China, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, India, and Iraq, 6 mega projects rose so huge and risky that one failure could shift global power overnight. Now, as they near completion, the only question is, have we built our greatest breakthroughs, or a new world we're not ready for? In the remote depths of Guo Province, China, the earth opened into a canyon so deep that sunlight struggled to reach the river below. Here, engineers confronted terrain few dared to touch. The Huajiang Canyon Bridge, now the highest in the world, rose from this impossible landscape like a silver blade slicing through sky and mountain. Construction crews hung from the edges of cliffs, battling fierce winds, fog so thick it erased the horizon, and temperatures that froze steel. Deep pile foundations had to be drilled into unforgiving karst limestone, each strike of machinery echoing like thunder through the canyon walls. When the final cables were tightened and the last piece of the deck slid into place in June 2025, workers stood in silence, overwhelmed by what they had built. A 3-hour death-defying mountain drive vanished into a 1-minute crossing. Villages once isolated for generations connected overnight. Markets opened, tourism surged, and a forgotten region breathed with new life. The bridge wasn't merely steel and concrete, it was hope suspended 625 meters in the air. Far from China's rugged mountains, another transformation unfolded beneath the scorching sun of Saudi Arabia. For decades, Riyadh was known for its endless highways and relentless traffic, a city expanding faster than its roads could sustain. But with the unveiling of the Riyadh Metro in January 2025, the desert capital stepped boldly into the future. A fully automated, driverless network spanning 176 kilometers emerged from beneath the earth like a pulsing steel artery. The construction had been a race against time, with 7 massive tunnel-boring machines chewing through soil and rock at a relentless pace, each one carving out the veins of a new transportation ecosystem. As the first trains glided smoothly out of their stations, residents watched with awe, some seeing a metro for the first time in their lives. The air felt cleaner, streets felt quieter. Commutes that once drained hours from daily life now melted into swift, effortless journeys. The metro wasn't just transportation, it was liberation for a city finally free from the chokehold of congestion thousands of miles away. Another structure prepared to change the destiny of 2 nations. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, stretching between Detroit and Windsor, rose slowly over the river like a giant reaching across borders. Its 853-meter main span, longer than any other cable-stayed bridge in North America, became a symbol of unity at a time when global supply chains were strained and fragile. Built in freezing winters and humid summers, its cables were tightened one by one, a rhythm of progress that echoed across the water. When the bridge opens in fall 2025, trucks carrying over $400 billion in goods annually will cross it faster, safer, smarter. New customs hubs equipped with next-generation scanners and digital tracking systems stand ready to cut delays from hours to minutes. For North America, it is more than a bridge. It is a promise that trade, the lifeblood of 2 nations, will not falter, even in uncertain times. Meanwhile, on the western coast of India, a different kind of battle was being fought, not against terrain or temperature, but against time. Mumbai's airport, bursting at its seams, struggled daily to keep up with the millions who passed through it. The city needed a second gateway, not just bigger, but smarter. And so, carved from reclaimed land and engineered with almost surgical precision, the Navi Mumbai International Airport rose from the earth, its terminal shaped like a lotus unfolding at sunrise. By September 2025, the first aircraft will taxi across its pristine runways, witnessed by a nation that has waited decades for this moment. Inside, the airport blends tradition with technology. Towering pillars inspired by Indian artistry, energy-efficient glass flowing like waves of light, and systems capable of handling 20 million passengers with ease. For travelers, it will be a marvel. For Mumbai, it will be relief. For India, it will be one more step into the global future it is rapidly claiming. In Egypt, history itself was preparing to reopen its doors. For centuries, the relics of the ancient world had slept in dimly lit museums scattered across Cairo. But in 2025, the Grand Egyptian Museum, an architectural giant sitting in the shadow of the pyramids, was finally ready. Its walls of alabaster glow at dusk, as if the desert sun has been trapped within them. Inside, over 100,000 artifacts wait, including every piece of Tutankhamun's treasure. displayed together for the first time in history. Archaeologists, conservators, and historians worked for years in climate-controlled vaults to restore objects thousands of years old, breathing life into relics older than entire civilizations. When the museum opens, visitors will walk through time itself, through dynasties, through empires, through stories carved into stone and painted on walls. Egypt is not just preserving history, it is reclaiming it. But perhaps the most transformative of all projects rises from the shores of Iraq, where the Grand Fa port pushes the limits of ambition. The waves of the Persian Gulf have always been fierce, unpredictable, but engineers answered with the longest breakwater ever constructed, a shield stretching like a protective arm nearly 15 kilometers long. Beneath the sea, an underwater tunnel is being carved to link the port to Iraq's vast highway system, connecting the nation to Europe and Asia in a single uninterrupted line. The port's first phase, completing by the end of 2025, will drastically shift the global trade calculus. Shipping companies will no longer be forced to funnel goods through the crowded and expensive Suez Canal. Instead, Iraq will offer a new pathway, a faster, more direct, geopolitically crucial route that could change the balance of trade in the entire Middle East. For Iraq, long battered by conflict and instability, the port is more than infrastructure. It is reinvention. As these 6 monumental projects stand ready to reshape the world, the story of 2025 becomes clear. Humanity is not slowing down. We are building higher, reaching farther, connecting deeper. We are preserving our past, transforming our present, and engineering our future all at once. These structures, bridges, metros, airports, museums, ports, are not just concrete and steel. They are declarations of intent. They are symbols of resilience, ambition, and unity. And decades from now, when new generations walk across these bridges, glide through these metros, or stand in awe of ancient artifacts preserved in cutting-edge facilities, they will look back at 2025 as the year the world expanded, not outward, but forward. The year engineering didn't just solve problems, it transformed possibilities. The year humanity built not just structures, but a future worthy of belief. This is Fortune File, where hidden worlds, rising empires, and the future of human ambition are uncovered. If you want to explore the structures shaping tomorrow's world before the rest of the internet even sees them, you know where to find us. Until the next file opens, stay curious.